In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to win the game of life. Grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, lock in for the next 15 minutes, and if you implement the things you'll learn today, your life will dramatically change. In your physical health, mental health, emotional health, relationships, finances, business, everything is going to level up, all right? Because you're going to learn the laws of the universe, the laws of how you, your mind, your body, your emotions, and your consciousness function, and then you're going to implement this into your day-to-day life. And then, because your outside world is merely a reflection of how you think and feel inside, your outside world is going to dramatically change. So let's get down to it. To start off with, we are in a simulation, okay? We are in a cosmic game. Now, if we have a look at quantum physics being quantum, the smallest things in the world, and physics being how things operate and how things work, right? Now, quantum physics down to its smallest atom will tell us that everything in this universe is constantly vibrating. It's just energy, frequency, and vibration. And when they break the atom down to its tiniest little atom, it is 99.99999% space, okay? And in this space, it's just pure potential, energy, frequency, and vibration. And it is waiting for an observer to observe these things into reality, all right? Now, this is what all of the ancient civilizations through thousands of years were trying to tell their people. Okay, the Egyptians called it the Maya, the illusion, okay? All of these different civilizations have told us throughout thousands of years, different time spans as well, about 100,000 years, 2,000 years, 5,000 years, all across the different parts of the globe have told us the same thing, all right? That this is an illusion. We are in a game, a cosmic game, all right? Now, if we break it down a little bit, we'll get the little whiteboard out, okay? And let's draw it out. You, behind the screen, the one watching this, all right? You are not just your skin and your bones, all right? This is what society, religion, family, friends, the Western society is trying to tell you, that you're just skin and bones, okay? But don't listen to that lie, all right? When we view ourselves as just this tiny, insignificant speck that's going around on a planet at 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? We view ourselves as very insignificant, very small, okay? It takes away all of our power. But when you understand that you are a soul, okay? You are a soul. And you have been gifted a body, all right? You've been gifted a body, you've been gifted a mind, and you have a nervous system, all right? Let's say this is your nervous system, this is your body, and this is your mind. Okay. Now it is your body and your nervous system, specifically your nervous system and your 5 physical senses. You hear, you see, you smell, you taste, and you touch. That is what plugs you in to this 3D reality, okay? Through your 5 physical senses, all right? And it's your 5 physical senses that plugs you, the consciousness, the I who observes all of this, into this reality, all right? And considering that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, as the Hermetic philosophy has told us, all is mind, everything starts in the mind before it becomes reality, and everything is just in different states of vibration. That means that we have total control over our reality, all right? And it's these 5 physical senses, how we see, how we smell, how we taste, how we touch, that plugs us in, okay? And there is 99.999% of reality that we cannot see, all right, with our 5 physical senses. This is where X-rays come in. This is where gamma rays, frequencies, radio waves, all of these different things that we can't specifically hear, see, smell, taste, and touch, but we know it's there, all right? When you break your arm, you go to the doctor and then they do an X-ray on it and you can see your arm, okay? But you couldn't see that to your naked visible eye, which means that there's 99% of reality that is beyond our senses, okay? Now, once we understand that we are a soul, you and I are a soul. We came from somewhere. We were born, all right? Before you were born, where were you? Okay, and then you were born. You were into this reality, and now you're going to be here for the next X amount of time, right? Hopefully 80 years or more, okay? Maybe shorter, maybe longer. And then after that, you're going to die, okay? And where are you going to go after you die? Now, these are all questions that society, the West, have tried to push out of our existence, all right? Don't think about death. Don't think about the afterlife. Don't think about who you are as more than just your skin and your bones and your name and your title and your job, all right? Everything with the society right now is focused on material things, right? Place all of your self-worth on your job, on your bank account, okay, on your name, on your title, all on your clothes, on your car, all of these different things, right? If you see all of the adverts, it's material, okay? When in actual fact, that is just to avoid, distract, and numb away from our true potential, okay? This is what drink, drugs, alcohol, junk food, all of these cheap dopamine sources are. It's just a quick connection to our soul, our internal state, okay? Because our soul, we're here, all right, and we are going somewhere. And the whole point of life, the game of life, is to self-actualize, as Adrian Maslow would say, or as the Indian yogis would say, is you come here to learn things, which is your karma, your karmic debt, okay, to go through certain cycles. Maybe yours is drugs, maybe yours is junk food, maybe yours is sex, porn, all of these vices that keep us stuck in this loop, okay? But then you also have your dharma, which is what you're here to give to the world, okay? This is your specific skill, your what you enjoy doing, what the world needs, okay? There's a concept in Japanese, in Japan, ikigai, okay? What you can get paid for, what the world needs, what you enjoy, and all of these things come together to create your ikigai, okay? Your dharma, what it is you give to the world, okay? But most people, they completely ignore this part of themselves, okay? They numb it, they avoid, they distract, drink, drugs, alcohol, junk food, parties, all of these different things, right? Never giving themselves enough time to just sit and understand who am I, okay? Maraham Ramaharshi, an Indian sage, I believe, or yogi, he also told us that we need to look inwards, okay, and understand who am I, all right? Because when you look inwards, a lot of us, we just focus on the outside world, all right? I'm James, okay? I'm a coach, I do this, I do that, yeah? But ultimately, when you strip away all of those things, you start to understand that you are more than just your skin and your bones. You are a soul having a human experience. And just like a game, you have a character, and this is your character, your physical body, okay? Your body, your mind, all right? And your mind, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your higher faculties, intuition, memory, perception, willpower, imagination, okay? These are all your higher faculties of your mind that you use to create your reality. Okay, now every single ancient civilization, every single great thinker has told us that our outside world is just a reflection of how we think and how we feel inside, okay? And it's all about how we control our internal state, okay? If we want to change the outside world, we have to be the change within first before the outside world will catch up. It's like a mirror, okay? I wouldn't go in the mirror and try and smash the mirror and say change, 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 right? I have to smile first in the mirror before the mirror reflects back to me. The mirror doesn't care, right? The mirror really doesn't give a fuck what I do. Okay, it will just do what I'm doing, okay? And it's exactly the same process with life, all right? We have to understand that you are the player, okay? You are player one, right? You are the soul, higher being who's having a human experience. We are all consciousness, God, spirit, universe, the all, quantum field, whatever you want to call it. We are a drop of consciousness. Now, God, the best way I've seen to describe this is God isn't this man in the sky who's going to send you to hell for fucking masturbating or for doing this or that, right? God is your own awareness of being, okay? It's that I am, okay? The ability for you to say I am conscious is God, okay? You have the ability to be aware of your own existence, okay? And once you have that ability to be aware, you can then start to change it, because we are all just a soul, we're all spirit, God, universe, having its own experience through our specific point of view. I'm having my experience over here, you're having your experience over there, but ultimately we are a drop of water, a drop of the ocean, but having our own experience, all right? There's no difference, okay? It's like a pie, for example, right? If we have a big pie and we cut the pie up and I give you a slice of pie and I say to you, what are all the ingredients in your slice of pie? Then you would tell me there's flour, there's sugar, there's eggs, etc., right? And that ingredients in that pie is exactly the same as the big pie, the whole pie together, right? So there is no difference, right? We are consciousness, soul, spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call, having our own experience through our human point of view, all right? And it is a cosmic game, all right? That's what they used to say in the ancient civilizations. We are in a cosmic game. Now, once we understand the game, we have to understand the rules of the game, right? We are in the game, yeah, but most of us are not learning the rules. And this is where the Hermetic philosophy comes from, all right? The 7 laws of the universe. The first one being the all is mind. The universe is mental, okay? The universe is not happening outside. The universe is happening internally, in our state of mind, in our level of consciousness, okay? Now, once we understand that we are in control of it and it's our internal state, how we think, how we feel, our belief systems, all right, what we believe is true from our past experiences, from our friends, our family, our school and religion, our friends, that is all controlling how we are acting in our outside world, right? If we believe we can't do it, we believe money doesn't grow on trees, we believe all these negative things from our society, school, religion, friends and family, then we're going to think like that, okay? I'm going to think I can't do it, then I'm going to feel not very good because I don't think I can do it, and then I'm going to act in that way, right? And it's this perpetual loop, all right? Our thinking, feeling loop. So our job is to understand why we think the way we think and why we do the things we do, okay? This is metacognition, okay? This is the first step to achieving any of the goals that you want in life, is understanding why you currently think the way you think and why you feel the way you feel and why you act the way you act, all right? Once we have metacognition and awareness, that's when we can start to retrain the mind, all right? Start questioning all of these limiting beliefs and all these limiting actions. Why do I do this? Why do I think this way? Why, when I get stressed, do I drink drugs, alcohol, junk food, all that sort of stuff, all right? And then we start to weed out and retrain all those old belief systems, okay? Now, once we start to do that, we then start to reconnect with the creator, God, infinite intelligence, universe, soul, spirit, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's that soul part of you, that heart, that is guiding you towards whatever you want in life. I did a training on this the other day, the automatic success mechanism. Let me have a quick sip. Coffee's getting cold. So, the automatic success mechanism, right? As we said, you are a soul having a human experience. You've been gifted a mind, you've been gifted a body, and your nervous system is what plugs you into this reality, all right? And the automatic success mechanism is this subconscious part of you that is there to guide you to create and to achieve any goal that you want in life, okay? It's in nature with animals. It's in the animal kingdom, like a lion just instinctively knows it has to hunt, right? A bird instinctively knows it has to fly south when it gets winter in the north, all right? To warmer climates, yeah? That's instinctive. They don't need to think about it. They don't need to take a course. They don't need to read a book on it. It just happens instinctively. It's subconscious. It's below the level of consciousness, yeah? It's in their being. And it's exactly the same with us as human beings. We've been given this guidance system to help us achieve whatever we want in life. However, most of us don't know how to use it, or we're blocking it, okay? And this is where it's the art of listening to life, okay? Life is a cosmic game and life is always speaking to us, okay? But life, the universe, God, your higher soul, whatever you want to call it, infinite intelligence, quantum field, cannot speak to you in conventional language, okay? It can't just come down and say, James, you're being a fucking idiot here. Stop smoking, stop drinking, all right? Stop being an idiot. It cannot say that, okay? So it has to talk to us in signs, symbols, synchronicities, intuitions, okay, gut feelings, all of these different things, events, okay, are all reflecting back to us our internal state. All right, so if something happens in your outside world, let's say for example your car stops working, or you hurt your back or something like this, all right, all these things aren't random, okay, they're a reflection of what's going on in your internal world. All right, so once we understand that the universe is always talking to us, our job is now to decode what's happening. Okay, so let's say, for example, you break your right arm, all right? You fall down and you break your right arm. Well, the right arm is all to do with the masculine, which is giving, and the left arm is all to do with feminine and receiving, okay? So there might be something going on in your life where you're not giving, all right? You're struggling to give, to be selfless, right? Or the back, for example, you blow your back out, okay? What is the back responsible for? Well, the back is responsible for support. It supports the body, right? It supports you, the spine. So if your back goes out, well, where in your life are you maybe holding the support for other people, all right? And this goes far beyond just our physical body. This goes beyond to all of our electronics, everything in our outside world, right? If your car, for example, your engine warning light comes on, all right? The cars don't just go wrong. That is a sign from your higher self, from the universe, that something is not right. All right, and I've had this in my own life, yeah, the days or the times when I've not had a clear direction, all right, and I'm stops and starting in my business, then I had the engine warning light coming on and flashing on. Take it to the mechanic, and the mechanic doesn't know what the hell's going on with it, right? And then after I started to do the internal work and change my internal state, gone. Absolutely stopped flashing, started working again. Okay, that is because the universe is talking to us, all right? And in every situation, we have the opportunity to either say, yes, I'm going to follow this, or no, I'm not going to follow that guidance, okay? That's free will for you, okay? And it's very much like a sailboat, okay? In a sailboat, if there's the wind hitting the sailboat, you can either decide to go against the wind and make it really fucking difficult for yourself, or you can twist the sails and you can go along with the wind, all right, the stream, and that's going to make the ride a lot smoother. Well, it's exactly the same for the game of life. All right, the universe is talking to us, and I can either decide to listen or I can decide to ignore it. Okay, and there's a formula here for you, right? Think, feel, say, and do. Right? That's how you're going to know if you're in alignment. All right, and if one of those is out of alignment, okay, then you're going to feel something in your body. Let's say, take drugs for example, right? I think that I should not smoke and I should not get on it, right? I feel in my stomach, in my gut, in my heart that it is the right thing to stop getting on it, all right? Then think, feel, say. Then I say to everyone, yeah, I'm stopping drinking, I'm stopping smoking, right? And then the next day I go and smoke, all right? Well, I'm out of alignment there, right? And there's going to be something in my body, in my heart, in my gut, in my stomach, in my body that feels that I'm out of alignment, all right? And I can keep doing that, yeah, I've got free will to do that. But after a long enough period of time, those small little signs and symbols, they're gonna get louder and louder and louder and louder. So it might start with something small happens, yeah? Maybe you lose your wallet, or something, you get a little bit of a cold or something like that, until eventually if you keep doing it, then you go homeless, you go broke, right? Someone dies, something terrible happens, right? These are signs from the universe, from infinite intelligence to try and tell you you're on the wrong track, James, all right? And if you then start to change your actions, yeah, change your thoughts, change your belief systems, you'll start to realign with life, okay? And as you start to do that, things are gonna start to flow, all right? You then tap in to your higher faculties of your mind, intuition, memory, willpower, perception, imagination, and that's how we use to change our reality. Okay, because imagination is the key to this, and intuition, all right? Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and our intuition is a gut feeling. It's a feeling in our heart, it's a feeling in our body that I know I need to take this action. I don't know how the fuck it's gonna work out, but I get this gut feeling that I need to go do this, right? I've got a gut feeling I need to go take this next right, okay? And all of a sudden, I understand that I missed a crash, all right? Or I had a feeling I shouldn't get on this flight, and then the flight crashes. Or I just feel like I need to go for a coffee over here. Oh, and then I bump into the person who's gonna help me create the business I need, all right? This is how the universe operates, through synchronicities, okay? But if we're out of alignment, if we're not thinking, feeling, saying, and doing all in alignment, then we're gonna be out of alignment, all right? Our vibration, our energy is gonna be low. We're gonna be feeling depressed, anxious, worried, fearful, doubt, okay? We're gonna be in our survival mode of our sympathetic nervous system. We're going to be in fight or flight, high beta brainwave frequencies, all right? This is all ancient knowledge plus modern science, neuroscience, etc. That all links together, okay? And it is quite literally how it's controlling our results, all right? So we have to learn to stay calm, stay relaxed, trust this automatic success mechanism that is guiding us, all right? Learn to regulate our nervous system, slow our brainwave frequencies down, use those higher faculties of our mind, imagination, willpower, memory, perception, tune into our intuition, follow our excitement, follow our synchronicities, and by listening to these signs of life, we'll be guided step by step, step by step. If you ever read The Alchemist, okay, the book The Alchemist is powerful. It's once you start to do the thing, the universe will conspire to make it happen, okay? But most of us are trapped in this fear, this worry, this doubt, these old subconscious programs that I can't do this is too hard, that's not for me, all right? And then what do? You end up drinking drugs, alcohol, junk food to avoid, to escape, to numb, to distract from this little voice, your soul, infinite intelligence, God, telling you that you need to take these actions in alignment with what your true soul's purpose is, all right? But every time we ignore it and go, no, I'm going to continue distracting and continue avoiding, continue chasing cheap dopamine, instant gratification, then this thing is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger inside of us, until eventually something will happen. We get to our worst day ever, yeah, the dark night of the soul until eventually we're forced to look internally, how we think, how we feel, how we act, what we say, okay? Metacognition, all right? And once we get to that point, that's when we can start to then re-listen, retrain, relearn, all right? And get back on track with how to win the game of life, all right? And once you start to implement these things, breathe deeply, regulate your nervous system, reconnect through silence, meditation, journaling, breath work, all right? Then we start to get the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, and life will start to flow again, all right? So us just understanding this, implementing a few of the things that we've just said here is going to dramatically improve your life, okay? Remember, everything works out for you, not against you, okay? It's all about what you're telling yourself in your own mind, all right? Constant repetition, improvement, self-evaluation, okay? And flowing with the art of life, okay? So I hope that helps you guys. We'll see you in the next video.